what made you come tonight? What made you come tonight?
Bill.
Twisted his arm.
He's got ways.
He does. Wow, he's a sleeper. Anybody else? What made you come tonight?
Free food.
To support my colleague and friend.
Good. This is Emily Seeley. She's a realtor from Lafayette. She's a president of my BNI chapter on Thursday. If you got my email, you saw her picture at the bottom of the email. So she's becoming a very good friend, ally in business.
Actually, I'm just interested because I'm chronic chiropractor visitor.
Okay. Well, that brings up something else. A lot of people say, once you get a chiropractor, keep going, right? And my response is, duh. Why wouldn't you? Once you understand what I just told you, why wouldn't you want to keep those command pathways clear? Right? Now, if you're just going for pain, then you stop when there's no pain, and when the pain comes back, you go back.
Well, about 3 years ago, I started having a bad problem. Didn't know what it was. And I went to Warren. And after about 6 weeks, took me in the office and said, I'll tell you what you need. What's that?
Warren.
Had severely pancreatic nerve. And he said it would take 3 to 5 years to get over it, and it is. But it's getting. But they run tests, all kinds of stuff. He said, "No, I'd probably get in trouble saying that. But you need a good chiropractor."
Times are changing. Medical doctors are becoming more aware. I don't know if you guys follow the research on chiropractic or not. I just assume that you don't. Very recently, every week, thank you, Doretta. Every week, I get these synopses of research. They just did a hospital study. The chiropractors in a hospital setting, and they did research over, I think, a year and a half, 18 months. And chiropractic's average treatment to get a patient, a low back pain patient, into the hospital treated where they were out of their condition and released was about $400 total in a hospital setting. And when you're looking at traditional Western American medicine to treat the same condition, because they had like 600 patients go through the study, 300 of them went through chiropractic process, and 300 of them went through this standard protocol in the hospital. They were 10 to 100 times more costly, and they had low back pain patients not treated with chiropractic have a 1% chance of being fixed. All back surgery has a 1% chance of success over 10 years. Yeah, 99% failure. If you have back surgery early enough, you'll have it again within 10 years. If that's the path you chose and not choose chiropractic. That's the research out there. So what we do is very, very effective. What we do is proven by science. Y'all ever heard of double-blind studies? You know, where the doctor doesn't know what's going on, the patient doesn't know what's going on. Well, you can't have those in chiropractic, right? Do you know that? You can't tell me not to do chiropractic, but don't know if you're doing it or not. Okay? It's impossible. So, but in science, that's the holy grail, because that's what they do, is the practitioner doesn't know and the patient doesn't know, so, but the studier knows, the person conducting the study, so we'll find out which one works just because nobody knows what's going on. Okay, that's fine. And that's become the holy grail. And when people say, well, why don't you guys do double-blind studies? I'm like, well, let me ask you a question first. I'm doing a double-blind study on parachutes. Okay, the person handing you the parachute doesn't know if it's a parachute or just whatever, and you don't know. Here it is, jump out of the airplane. Well, no, I'm like, well, we still use parachutes, right? Well, yeah, I'm like, well, we don't need double-blind studies to understand how something works. Chiropractic is based on fundamental body mechanics, fundamental body physiology, how the different chemicals work together. For centuries and millennia, this is how the body's worked. It's not anything new. It's just been there. Any questions?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. You get to go first. I know Zach. I don't know.
How does osteopath differ from what you've been taught?
Osteopaths, Dr. I want to say Swift, but it might be Steele. He's the founder of osteopathy. and Palmer, who's the founder of chiropractic, were actually contemporaries. They're both in Iowa and the Midwest. But Dr. Steele was actually a medical doctor. And so about the same time, they came up with this treating of ailments through the spine. But because Dr. Steele was a medical doctor, he incorporated it into the medical system, and Palmer kept it out of the medical system. Some of the quotes from Steele, I think it's Steele, it doesn't seem right, but just for the sake of this conversation, let's just keep it that way. Some of his quotes as the medical community took over his osteopathic regimen was heartbreaking. He's like, no, we got to pull it out. We can't be absorbed because we are still vitalistic. Osteopaths are vitalistic. Medicine is mechanistic. And we got to not let this happen. But over the course of time, they got absorbed into the medical system. And osteopathy treats the spinal conditions with manipulation and generalized mobilization of the spine for the express purpose of solving a label. Okay, back pain, we're going to manipulate the back until that label goes away, and then we're done with it. Does that make sense? So similar modalities, similar ways of affecting the treatment. Chiropractors, we call it adjustments because it's very specific and we're doing fine-tuning. Osteopaths are manipulations. It's generalized mobilization, not specific fine-tuning. Does that make sense? So it looks very similar. The purpose and underlying philosophy is totally different. Okay? We used osteopathic techniques that were developed in the Osteopathic Foundation in chiropractic, and they use some of our techniques too. It's not that it's good or bad, it's just we're different. Okay? Zach?
I think I've got the concept down that chiropractor can help you with your neck,
Yes.
help you with my back. What other things can a chiropractor help me out with? I don't want to box you in or limit you, but if I could just have some more examples.
Okay.
Like
Let's go on a list.
real world.
Otitis media, colic, pink eye, constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, fatty liver, hepatitis, spleen, pancreatitis, diabetes, liver, any kind of liver disease, adrenal disease, heart disease, thank you, Dora, any kind of heart condition, breathing, any kind of breathing condition of the lungs, upper respiratory, lower respiratory, middle respiratory, ears, eyes, TMJ, what have I missed? Feet, reproductive, that's funny by the way, shoulder, my patients want me.
I didn't look like that. I didn't look like that.
No, he didn't. He's very discreet. Actually, there's a couple chiropractors that have had success in helping infertile couples with the control systems in their body. So they were trying to have babies, and now they can have babies. So infertility. But they market it in a really strange way. Having trouble getting pregnant, come to Dr. Hoskins. Not my brand. Okay? Not my brand. So I don't want to go there. But infertility, the control system controls the ovaries, controls the uterus, controls the gonads on the guy too, the testicles and all that stuff. So, those command and control impulses, those messages have to get there also. And if they're being uncoordinated, you have dysovulations, or it's not coordinated, even though it's primarily seems to be regulated by the hormones. The hormones are still coming from the pituitary gland, which is part of the brain. So if those messages are getting messed up, you've got ovulation happening at the wrong time in the cycle, so it never gets implanted, even if it is fertilized. So there's a lot of reasons why it does work. Plus, you're relieving stress.
So if I have anything that I think is wrong, I should ask you about it and see what.
That's the thing about it. And guess what I'm going to say, Zach? I don't know, but let's see what we can do about it.
Excellent.
Because if it's still in the formative stage, let's say I have, I'm trying to pick something nobody here has, acne. Okay, good. Acne. Okay, let's just pick that. Okay, if it's being caused by a nerve imbalance, and we catch it early enough, and we release that imbalance, so it balances out, the acne should go away. If that's what's causing it, right? If it's been there long enough where there's actual tissue damage, we can only back it back as far as the tissue allows us. Okay, if it's being caused by something else, it's still, we need to clear up the control system, so whatever other treatment has to be put in place is more effective. Sounds like a cop-out if you look at it, but if you understand what I said before, that's how we work. That's how we work. Okay? Now, if you have a steering wheel in your chest from a car accident, if I'm right there, I might adjust you as you're getting into the ambulance to go get the steering wheel taken out of your chest, but that's her domain. You know, stabilize, you get there, okay, give me a call when you're stabilized, and we'll adjust you, because you know, you get all this damage here, ribs aren't functioning right, we need to get that working so you can start breathing again. Now, breathing leads to pneumonia, you're going to have poor health the rest of your life. So, you name it, guys, you name it. Amputations, talk about imbalance in your body. What else can we name? Eye problems? How about dementia?
Dementia.
Okay, dementia. Well, dementia is a brain problem. It's not communicating clearly, right? Did you know part of your brain actually sticks down to C3, which is just far into your neck? Part of the cerebellum sits right above that hole in the base of your skull. That's part of your balance mechanism. No, not blondness. We can't do anything about blondness. Okay. So even dementia has shown some response to chiropractic care, depending again how far along it is and what the base causes. If there's actually damage to the tissues, there's only so much chiropractic can do, or anything can do. Okay. Any other?
What about sugar problems?
Well, sugar problems are we all think sugar problems is a pancreas issue. Not enough insulin, right? That's not the case. It's control. The body has to sense how much sugar is in the bloodstream and has to formulate a response. Most people think it's just an intake problem. That's where a lot of it gets built up. But sugar is processed by the liver and then stored. And insulin allows the sugar to be used by individual cells, but it also triggers release by the liver of more sugar. So diabetes or sugar, blood in the sugar issues is a liver, gallbladder, pancreas, kidney, and even spleen issue. Okay, so all of those tissues have to be looked at. Okay, and the main nerves that goes to all those, there's one in the neck called the vagus nerve, and there's also the more direct one, which is in the middle of the back. So those are the areas we focus on, as well as everything above and below that to make sure the balance is there. And then we'd also look at some nutritional support to feed those tissues, get that truck from Lowe's with exactly what we need, high quality stuff, allow the builder of the body to be there to put the pieces back in place that need to be put back in place, and hopefully restore that structure back to what God intended it to be. As best as we can in imperfect world with stuff already down. Does that answer your question? Cool. And it is also about, taking care of the temple. I've just got a really big temple to take care of.
So,
Yes.
I mean, one treatment cure all.
No,
You
absolutely
know
not.
better than that.
My patients ask me, how many times is it going to take? Well, I can guarantee you 4 treatments to get through phase 1 and 2. I'll explain that in just a second. If I can freeze you between adjustments, put you on a shelf, when it's time for your next one, pull you off the shelf, freeze you, put you back on. I can guarantee 4 visits. But you guys live life between the times you come here, right? I can't guarantee what you're going to do. Well, some of you I can guarantee what you're going to do. It's good. But you know what I'm saying, right?
Why are you looking at her?
Well, I'm looking at a couple people, actually. Okay? So, one treatment, I've had some miracles happen. There's somewhere sitting in this room. That's not mine. That I get no credit for that. That's God's doing. He's a great physician. I just get to be the tool. I've witnessed a lot of miracles. I actually had a patient in my previous practice brought to me in an ambulance, which is really cool. Ambulance pulls up, like, wait, we're closed. Why is the ambulance here? Knock on the door. Hey, this guy wants to see you. I'm like, okay. He comes in and they're talking to me. He's like, he wouldn't let us take us to the hospital. I'm like, okay, well, then we get him on the table and adjust him. He helps him carry the stuff back out to the ambulance. He couldn't walk. Adjusted him, worked on him, and he helped the guy, them load the gurney back up. They get him right home. They didn't have to go to the hospital. But anyway, so I've seen miracles happen. I've also seen the other end too. A guy coming in, it's like, Doc, I just can't swing the golf club like I used to. It's just a little pitch right here. 2.5 years later, he's like, Doc, I just can't swing the golf club like I used to. It's just none improvement whatsoever. Damage beyond repair. And he's doing other stuff too between treatments, not listening to what I stuff. Good. Still running. Well, that's not bad. If you like golf. Any other questions? Any other things? I want to give Kirsten a few minutes on talking about what she does, or you want me to tell her what you do? You want me to?
Sure.
At least introduce her.
You're on a roll.
I am a teacher by passion and by training and by gift, so this is natural for me. For those of you who don't know, I'm also a third-degree black belt in Taekwondo, so I have this
What?
third-degree black belt in martial arts. That just to let you know, I know how to present in front of large groups of people. It's just part
Don't
of
mess with me, huh?
Whatever, you can get to me, it's already too late for me. My wife's a second-degree black belt, my daughter's a second-degree black belt, so if you can get to me, I'm already toast. And if you want to get to me, get them on your side. So Kirsten, what she does is massage therapy. Why is she even here? Well, I like her, I love her immensely. She's like, when she first showed up, it's a great story, you'll have to hear it sometime. But when she first showed up, I adopted her as one of my own. I just love her to death. What she does is she loosens up the muscles. She works on the muscles so the muscles work like they're intended to. Okay? I work on the nerves and the bones and the muscles. She focuses on the muscles to get the knots worked out, to get the juices flowing in the muscles, if you will, to get the toxins that are built up in any muscle that's giving you issues, to get those toxins flushed out. Okay? She also has other specialized techniques that she does. And am I getting pretty close?
A lot of my clients are people that work hard, whether it's in front of the computer or hard labor. A lot of them have stress in their lives, and they find that massage helps them not be stressed, which helps a lot of times with other parts of life. And most of my clients, that's how it is. It's just people just wanting to get the kinks worked out. Maybe they have a lot of headaches or fibromyalgia.
So she gets the toxins released from the muscles, so all those things are helped. What she does is not chiropractic. She's not a chiropractor. What I do is not massage therapy. I'm not a massage therapist. But what we do works together very, very well. Those of you who have both understand that. We're not the same. She does her thing. I do my thing. I love her to death. I love what she does. It feels awesome. Has some great effects. And she loves what I do. So just to let you know, what she does is not part of chiropractic. It's part of what we do here at the office. And what I do is not massage therapy. Okay? Any other questions? Any other comments? Anything? Who's a Cardinals fan? Oh, sorry. Glad to hear that. Yes, sir?
Well, I don't know the name of it, but I know a couple people that get too hot, just like last Sunday, around 2 weeks ago. Got too hot in church, and their heart starts racing, they pass out. Give me the name of that.
It's not this long Santa Claus, is it?
You know,
No, it's not heat stroke.
Is
It's
that
got something
something
to do
you
with
can-
their heart, actually, I think.
I just happened to think about it when we said,
If I'm there, probably I can help with it, but a lot of that's just mitigated.
no, I mean, if he made a practice of coming in here maybe once a week, could you?
Possibly. Again, I would do my best to find out what the exact cause is and try to affect that cause. It could be built up stress in his life. He's got a lot of worry, and the heat was just one more stress he couldn't handle. Or it could be actually has physical damage to his heart, and the heat was too much for that system to handle. Or it could have been there was a smell in the room, a perfume or an allergy in the room that he was hypersensitive to that caused that reaction. Don't know. So, yes, love to work on them. Am I getting the answer? Don't know.
Could something like that be hereditary? Could it run in the family?
Yes. It could. Could very well be. The way we develop, the way our arteries develop, and the heart starts as part of the arterial system, is genetic. So it could be either inherited or it could be something, because as we go from generation to generation, we don't have the perfect genes to start with. As we pass them on, out of the billions and billions of sequences, they get mutated. 99.99999% never make a difference, but that one might cause a little defect in something. And again, the heart, if we want to just talk about how the heart functions, it has an internal pacemaker, well, for kidney fibers and blah, 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 SA nodes and all those other things. But those are influenced by the central nervous system, the brain, the vagus nerve, and the nerves coming out of the middle of the back. So if you have a heart issue, those are the things we're going to look at. Make sure the heart tissue is healthy. Make sure the nerve flow to the heart is healthy. They have balance and control.
I think that's what triggered it when you said the vagus nerve, because I think that was meant.
It actually has something to do, or it's an actual disease that they have, that it's something reoccurring.
Cool. Any other questions? You guys all? Yes, ma'am.
If you do massage therapy along with chiropractic, which is best in the treatment to do first?
That depends on the person. We've tried both. It depends on the person. If it's your first couple massages, you're not going to let me touch you. I guarantee it. So typically, me first, and then Kirsten. Plus, I don't have to wait around that way. No, that's not true. No, but if you think about it, that actually makes a lot of sense, because if I can free up the nerves to work right, and then she flushes, the body's in control, balanced, and ready to take care of what she does. Plus, it's not near as tender. Now, there are some people that are just so tight, the muscles have to be loosened up, and you come back the next day. We have one patient that comes once a month to me and once a month to her, and she alternates every other week. So, first week of the month is her, and third week of the month is me. So she just alternates that way, and that's what fits her best. So it depends on how much stress is built up, your muscle structure, your diet, your exercise, genetics, all that stuff. So there's not a paid answer for that. But if I had to say one, I would like to adjust you first before you go in to see Kirsten. Okay, y'all got a blue folder, right? Why'd you get a blue folder? This is news to me, but I know what's in it. What we do, the traditional medical chiropractic model is fee for service, right? You come to me, I crack you, you pay me, you leave. You come to me, I crack you, pay me, you leave, right? Or your insurance gets in or something. Because of my view on what chiropractic is and what it can be and what it should be, we've come up with a budget-friendly plan. Yeah, I promised you in the email, I promised you all this thing, I wasn't going to sell anything. I'm just explaining this. This is an offer to anybody and everybody. But I'm not going to, it's something you have to sit down with your budget and say, okay, what can I afford? Unlimited chiropractic care for you and your family, $149 a month. Unlimited. Want to come in 4 days a week? That's fine, I'm here. Okay? It is a commitment, because over the course of 12 months, that's going to ebb and flow, and it's going to make both of us happy over 12 months. Okay, so it's not a month-to-month thing. It is a commitment, but it makes it a little bit more budget-friendly. And I'm happy with that number. I have some people say I can't do it because you're not making enough money. I'm like, that's fine, put $5,000 down there. Because no one will look much. And some people, when you get on, Medicare, I don't have a choice but to submit your treatments to Medicare. Even if I don't charge you, I still have to generate the paperwork, because that's how Medicare works. Welcome to national health care. So even if I charge zero, I have to go through an expense to submit that. So on Medicare patients, this may not make the most wise stewardship of your resources. But it is available, and it's there, and a lot of people find it useful, some people don't. And that's, again, it's not everybody has to be on this, it's just an option. Okay? You also have a paper in there, I think, of Kirsten's services and what she does. The firmer deep, the relaxation, the Swedish relaxation, the firmer deep tissue, the pregnancy massage, and you have your chart of charges there. So those are just information for you to take. Plus, we had a lot of extra blue folders, I think, so we just want to get rid of them. That information is also available. No, we don't have any. You wanted a pink one? That information is available on our website. I try to keep the website fresh with stuff. We also have a Facebook page if you like to do that kind of thing. If you're into Twitter, I tweet every day to my tweets. With the hashtags and all that fun stuff. But,
I want to tweet.
No, you don't. So all that's good. Anyway, I am done. If anybody has any more questions, I'm more than happy to answer. Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been a chiropractor?
I graduated from Logan College of Chiropractic in December, 2 days after our anniversary, December 19th, in 1992. So we're going on 20 years, 20 years next year. So so right at 20 years. Had a practice in Danville, Illinois, bought that within 6 months of me graduating. Ruined me. I rebuilt it and sold it, and that's what allowed me to move to Lafayette. Lived on that for 2 years, taught at Ivy Tech, taught at Faith Christian School. Then I went to work with my father-in-law because his offer was a lot more financially feasible than me starting practice in a building I didn't know where it was at. So for 6 years I was on the road, marketing and sales. Still have a passion for chiropractic. Was involved with it all I could. Kept my license active for most of that time, treated family, friends, whatever. But in we sold fireplaces and grills, which is why I have a really nice grill. And my food tastes really good. I got a lot of practice. And that industry went tanked with the housing industry. So in 2009, I got to fire myself. Who's ever had the pleasure of doing that? Yeah, I got to run myself.
You offended.
So that happened in September of 2009, September 1, 2009, I wrote myself my pink note. And in April of, May 2nd of 2010, I saw my first patient here. So the God story behind this place will blow your socks off. Absolutely blow your socks.
And we're glad you're here. And we're glad you're here.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Like I said, I fell in love with Rossville, I fell in love with people. Most of you.
Except for the ones that forget their boots on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pays for chiropractic.
They have a standing policy that the chiropractic services are accepted, legitimate, authorized medical expenses. But they won't admit it. They limit you to 12 reimbursements per year. Unless it's an acute, which I take so much time and effort and your money to prove it's acute. You just can almost guarantee they're going to reimburse you 10, maybe 12 a year. That's it. They require exam, and they require x-ray, but they won't reimburse you for it. And the stipulations are on. If I make a clerical mistake, legally they can come in and fine me $10,000 for each clerical mistake. If they find one, they can pull all my files and go through all my files to see if there's any other clerical mistakes. It's a hassle, and I don't have a choice. And so that's a little bit of a risk I take by seeing you guys. And I'm happy to do it. I really, really am.
Do you do x-rays here?
I do. I have an x-ray suite here. Have you ever noticed yet? It's a purple room at the end of the hallway.
It looks pretty good.
It does. It does a great job. It's used, but that was a God thing too. Anyway.
He just ignores the little dot in the center.
Right, don't forget this.
Medicare supplement.
Sorry?
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Medicare supplements sometimes kick in, sometimes don't, depending on whether Medicare approves it or not, whether Medicare files it in time, whether I do my thing or not. But they're fairly good. They're a lot better than Medicare itself. Medicare can approve the charge, but not reimburse if it's moved to fall. Your supplement picks up.
Sharon, are you talking about Anthem?
So all that stuff is.
So you're saying the Anthem treats you better than Medicare?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But I left my previous practice. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield still owes me about $25,000.
Well, they treat you real good
Oh,
then.
yeah. Real good. So, and that leads right into the money part of things. I try to keep my fees extremely low. We don't accept insurance as payment. We will help you file your insurance claims for you. Cash your time of visit, if that's a problem, you can always work out things. It's not an issue. I'm here to provide chiropractic care. I have to pay for the place, I have to keep the lights on, I have to buy the food to feed you guys every once in a while. Okay, so the money part falls into place. God is taking care of me in miraculous ways. If you're interested in that story, I'm going to have to sit down with you and talk to you about that. So that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, we don't accept insurance, but we help you file it. Okay, what we found is most co-pays are about what we charge. So you're going to be paying that anyway. Even if I accepted insurance, you're going to give me $35. We file it for $60. You get something back, but you still pay me $35. So, okay. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
We have a short story of how Kirsten came to be here.
How detailed can that be? Okay. I think you were part of that story, in fact.
Yeah, she was.
Yes, she was. On a Monday morning.
Yeah, it's your
all
fault.
my patients, all day Monday, is like, do you know massage service? I'm like, no, I really don't. Tuesday, all day, every patient. You know massage service? No, I really don't. Wednesday morning, every patient, all three of them. Do you know massage better? No, I really don't.
Pretty busy,
Yeah, well, this was a year ago. Or no, this is,
No, that was in March.
it feels like a year ago.
February.
So February. And so she walks in at lunch. She goes, "Hi, I have a resume for you." I'm like, "What do you do?" "I'm a massage therapist." FaceTime, great. You have a table with you? Yes, I'm like, "Oh, great. Let me show you your room." So that's pretty much how it went.
I was on vacation or something. I came back and he was like, by the way.
No, it was a Wednesday. You didn't work on those days.
Yeah.
Well, you don't for much, but anyway, you went here.
We color.
That wasn't the last story.
Stay inside the lines.
Linda,
Sometimes.
what about Linda?
How good she was doing.
I know, but I don't tell her that to her face.
Okay.
She makes it so that the auditors don't come in. Who? Melinda.
I don't know.
She does a good job.
I don't know. Now, Melinda's a blessing. She really, really is. She runs the office. When the patients are in the building, she's in charge. She tells me where to go and what to do. Except for in the room, I get to decide what to do. She says, "You go here, do this. These people are here first. You go do this." So she's really been a godsend, a blessing, and I like teasing her about everyone here. Any other questions? You guys are going strong. I don't want to keep you longer than you want to be, but you're welcome to stay as long as you want. Which is as long as you
What do
want.
you have for breakfast?
I have grilled breakfast before, and it's been pretty darn good. I just don't have my pan here for that. I made pancakes on the grill.
I'm sure there's some somewhere.
I do have my iron skillet, don't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
The store has eggs.
I'm sorry?
The store has eggs.
That's right.
I'm sure there's somewhere we can buy you
Yeah.
bits.
Any other questions or comments, or any kind of, again, I appreciate
Thursday morning.
there's some ones I could. There's a kitchen right next door. Did you know there's a kitchen in that room? Yeah, I have. When we had the job loss support group, I actually cooked a sausage and pancake.
I bet I can do it.
Well, we might have to do that for Christmas time. I'm more than happy to do that for
That's too
Christmas
far
time.
away.
And my wife got me this great, gigantic electric skillet because she likes my pancakes. So, awesome. Yes, ma'am.
Are you gonna have a booth at the Summer Zen Festival?
I will, and I will have my table there, and Kirsten will be there with her table, with her seat. So, it'll be interesting. Because how many have ever been to a fair and gotten adjusted?
State fair sometimes.
Actually, once, really. That is something that's used to be the standard protocol for chiropractic. Then we got into the medical model, and that's not professional. You don't have to white coat and tie on. And, it's not professional.
Never had white coat and tie on before I've been.
Thank you. It's something that's not been instilled in me as something that's possible. A lot of friends from around the country and around the world that are doing it and having tremendous results, and patients, people love it. They love it's like, yeah, that was awesome. From in from out of town to a festival, and I just need an adjustment. Great, lay down. There we go. So.
Well, this is the first year.
Yeah, last year, because of what I do at Faith, I had a wedding, so I just did the 5K, and then I had to go take care of a wedding. But this year, I'm free the whole weekend. Plus, I'm in charge of entertainment. So,
Thank you for that, by the way.
I don't know if you know this, just some key people here. Zach is the president of our Russell Business Association, which is like a chamber of commerce here in town. So Zach is a neat guy.
That would be
to know
something
that. Our
good.
Vice President.
Tell them.
Sandra's on the RV also, so she's really helpful with that. Who else is in here?
You could just help
So,
me. I have to
appreciate that.
hand out things in the morning.
Y'all gonna be at the Summer Jet Festival, right?
Okay.
Well, you guys like the fireworks? Okay. I told you I wasn't gonna sell anything, just letting you know they're available. Coupon books, right here. $10. You hear them supply coupons for Ross and stuff. So they're here. Any other questions? Again, I don't want to keep you guys too long, but I appreciate you being here. Once, going twice. So, do it all right. All right, let's pray and I'll let you guys go. Lord, I thank you again for this evening. I pray that there wasn't too much information so that everything became modified. I just pray, Lord, your name be glorified in all of this, that your name be spread abroad through our efforts here. We just thank you for a good evening, for good food, and bless us each and every one. In Jesus' name.